War, they say, is an expensive business. And when so much money is made available for a project, you know people begin to come up with the dreamiest ideas. Of course, you'd also agree that warfare has led to the biggest technological leaps, with each country constantly trying to have the most advanced artilleries to protect themselves from other nations. Seemingly, these guys draw up inspiration from science fiction movies and produce huge vehicles and advanced technologies. In this video, we'll show you some of the world's most insane military vehicles and tech ever made. Get ready to be blown away. You'd never imagine what some of these machines are capable of. Let's jump right in. The Barrier BE200. No, they aren't about to drown this plane. It's just a little demonstration of what the BE200 can do. The Barrier BE200 is a versatile, amphibious aircraft designed by the Barrier Aviation Company. Unlike other amphibious aircraft having float access panels, the BE200's hull is constructed of aluminum and lithium alloys designed in single step with a high length-to-beam ratio, which contributes to the stability and maneuverability in water, as well as when landing and takeoff. Each of its hydraulically retractable landing gears comes twin-wheeled. All its landing gears retract rearward, while the water rudder is responsible for steering in the water. As a multi-role vehicle, this aircraft can be configured as a freighter, a passenger aircraft, an air ambulance, or could be used as a firefighting aircraft. The military version is said to be capable of being configured for an anti-submarine warfare role. Is there anything that this aircraft can't do? Urban Aeronautics Air Mule. The Cormorant, as it is otherwise called, is an unmanned air vehicle designed and developed by Israel's Urban Aeronautics for the requirements of the Israeli Defense Forces. It's basically an unmanned flying vehicle that can haul up to half a ton of payload for an hour, meaning that for it to be used in a combat role, the military would likely have to tow it to the desired outpost location before deploying it near potential mission areas. However, it's been dubbed the perfect companion for emergency renderers. Perhaps its most significant feature is that it can fit in small places that choppers can't reach, making it an essential machine in rescue missions. Did I also mention it has vertical takeoff and landing, VTOL capability, and can be operated in areas helicopters and traditional rotorcraft wouldn't be able to fly? Yep, it does. The vehicle has been touted to be able to supply upwards of 3,000 combatants while carrying wounded soldiers on its return trip. Its flight accuracy and efficiency are unmatched, even while operating in mainly combat surroundings. Although measuring just about 20 feet long, it can hover accurately over a spot even in the stormiest cases or winds up to 55 miles an hour. The Black Hornet Drone. When it comes to surveillance and intelligence gathering, bigger isn't always better. This is why the Black Hornet drone was created. While other UAVs or drones, which are now an integral part of any military, are extremely large and can be shot down like fighters, the Black Hornet offers a bit of subtlety. No bigger than a paper plane, the Black Hornet is a small helicopter that measures only 6.6 inches in length and weighs around 33 grams and can be carried around in a utility belt. Don't let its small size fool you though, as it can fly 21.48 kilometers per hour for nearly 25 minutes. In addition, it's very stable when hovering and can withstand temperatures between -10 to 43 degrees Celsius. Its advantages can't be overemphasized. It helps preserve soldiers' lives by providing real-time recon, saves weight as it's pocket-friendly, and minimizes collateral damage on the battlefield. The Falconest vehicle. Nicknamed the Punisher at first, this infantry fighting vehicle developed by the Russian Defense Ministry comes equipped with a 2-axle chassis that can be compared to the rally race version of Kamaz. This futuristic vehicle looks aggressive and acts the part as it's used for storming buildings and eliminating terrorists from side gun slots, kind of like something Batman would use. The multi-ton vehicle has a power output of 700 horsepower and can reach speeds of up to 200 kilometers an hour even with 12 soldiers on board. It's built in such a way the crew is protected from external machine gun fire, and its V-shaped bottom keeps the blast waves of a detonated mine away. The driver is protected by 3 armored glass plates positioned at an angle that provides enhanced protection from enemy bullets. Still, it kinda impedes the driver's forward field of vision, which is corrected by additional video cameras. Other features include doors that open in different directions, providing cover during a crossfire, 2 sections for machine gunners, and lateral blind spots that can be covered with fire. Docking MV4 Mine Clearance Drone. If you're looking for a vehicle that will take care of all types of anti-personnel mines and UXOs, unexploded ordinances, then the MV4 is what you need. This machine is designed by Docking specifically for humanitarian demining missions, and in the event of its encountering anti-tank mines, it has the ability to withstand the detonation. Isn't that awesome? Its anti-tank mine detonation resistance has been proven as far back as 2004. The machine is remotely controlled by an operator in an armored vehicle or at a safe distance of up to 2,000 meters and can clear anti-personnel mines laid up to 320 millimeters deep. Its mine clearance system was based on the previous M versions. The vehicle comes with a hardened steel frail attachment tool attached with several hammers at the end to perform mine clearance, soil treatment, and vegetation cleaning when the appropriate additional attachments are added. The 34 frail hammers activate the mines by exerting force on them. The hammers and chains are easily swapped out if damaged in the explosion. Too bad the Kingsman didn't have one of these. Merlin wouldn't have died. The Mega M1 Riot Control Vehicle. Those familiar with the Fast and Furious movie franchise must have seen something similar to this bad boy. The vehicle seems like the product of a well-thought-out project as it features complete climate control, CCTV system, weaponry, high-pressure water pumps with regulated nozzle pressure, a fire extinguishing system, chemical additive tanks, lights, and reinforcement cargo space. This super maneuverable and fully armored vehicle offers law enforcement personnel the assurance to drive right into harm's way and come out unscathed. It's powered by a monster Cummins diesel engine, pumping out 325 horsepower and a massive 1,000 feet-pounds of torque, enabling the driver to push stationary vehicles out of the way with relative ease. It can also withstand multiple high-velocity rounds and shrapnel from detonation. Gibbs Quadsky. Say hello to the first amphibious assault bike ever made. This Quadski is powered by an engine that allows it to reach up to 45 miles per hour on both land and water. Its dependable performance, stability, and comfort are a result of a lightweight composite hull, low center of gravity, and wide track. It takes approximately 5 seconds after the push of a button to transition from a quadski to a jet ski. It was first made as a recreational sport craft, and an amphibious snowmobile version also exists for the pleasure of those who'd like to travel on land, water, or ice without switching vehicles. Even so, it has recently been used in Special Forces too. TOS1 Burratino Heavy Flamethrower System. The TOS1 Heavy Flamethrower was made for one purpose and one purpose only: direct fire support of advancing infantry and main battle tanks. In simple terms, it rains hell on the enemy. It was designed to take on military personnel, fortifications, and light armored vehicles. Its flamethrower system is similar to multiple launch rocket systems, only it has a shorter firing range, and by shorter firing range, I mean 3.5 kilometers. It takes about 0.5 seconds for this flamethrower to launch a single rocket or a pair of rockets. It comes with a modern fire control system in which the firing procedure is carried out from the vehicle's safety, hence the crew isn't exposed to enemy fire. Saab Skeldar. The Skeldar is just like the urban aeronautic air mule, but smaller. It's a medium-range VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing UAV developed by a Swedish aerospace company named Saab. The Skeldar is designed so that it can take off and land on an area no wider than 15 by 15 meters and can be done autonomously. This spectacular bit of tech can be used for surveillance, light-range cargo transportation, intelligence gathering, and electronic warfare. It's also modular, meaning that payloads can be changed depending on the mission objectives, so it could be equipped with laser pointers, rangefinders, a light cargo hook, EO/IR 3D mapping, and SIGINT, signal intelligence. It could be operated on land and naval operation. On land, it could be integrated into ground vehicles such as an APC or truck, while the Navy could integrate its control system into a ship's normal operator consoles and combat management systems. I feel like some sort of super cool undercover agent talking about these awesome warfare vehicles, don't you? What cool military terms and tech would you be sharing with your friends when you're done watching this video? Let us know in the comment section below. Cornershot. Did you ever imagine being able to shoot across a corner when you played cops and robbers as a child? Well, it might interest you to know that this is also every military personnel's dream. I mean, who wouldn't like to shoot their enemies without exposing themselves to any return fire? And that's what the Cornershot is for. It allows military personnel to shoot across corners without having to expose themselves. The Cornershot device itself can be used with a range of pistols, making it flexible. It has a downside, though. The nature of the weapon means it only has an effective range of 100 meters. Nonetheless, it's been used by several military people across the globe. Catapult Rocket Launcher. What do you think about catapulting rockets into space? Yeah, I mean taking a regular-sized rocket and practically slingshotting it into outer space. Sounds pretty crazy, right? But when you learn about Spin Launch's plan, you'll see how it could potentially change the aerospace industry. Spin Launch, a Silicon Valley startup company, is developing a kinetic energy-driven launch system to whip small satellites and rockets into orbit. Their technology is based on the law of conservation of momentum that sees a rocket spinning in a circle up to 5,000 miles per hour before being flung into orbit. The idea is to use a vacuum-sealed centrifuge to spin the rocket at supersonic speed before releasing it. In one of their recent successful test runs, they launched a rocket, and it reached the expected altitude, which is tens of thousands of feet, by the way, with 20% of the accelerator's full power capacity. However, their biggest selling point has to be that it's environmentally friendly, running only on old-school electricity or from other clean sources of energy, as well as reducing the size of rockets, complexities, and costs. Hybrid Insect Micro-Electromechanical System, or HIMEMS. Another weapon system previously only seen in movies, this time in the form of bugs, is the HIMEMS, or HIMEMS. It looks like nothing more than just a piece of chip strapped to the back of a beetle from the first glance. But what you're looking at is a basic representation of technology in the pipeline for decades. Micro-air vehicles, MAVs, and micro-electric mechanical systems, MEMS, have been worked on since the 1940s and are essentially cyborg bugs. Catch that? Cyborg bugs? Well, these winged creatures have been trained or enslaved to do man's bidding. These bugs have had technologies implanted in them since their larva and pupae stage for the greatest chance of viability. Stuff like cameras and tracking devices have been installed to provide perfect tracking capabilities that would be so unassuming, perfect for spying on enemy bodies or even a government's own citizens. Hypersonic Missile X-51A Wave Rider. When Boeing decided to partner with the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory to develop this missile, you know something special was about to be invented. The Hypersonic Missile X-51A Wave Rider is an unmanned research scramjet experimental aircraft designed for hypersonic flights at 5,300 kilometers an hour at an altitude of 70,000 feet, with the possibility of reaching Mach 6 or 4,000 miles per hour. Since its development began in the 1990s, the American Air Force Research Lab has been in charge of designing, developing, and testing the missile. Although still in preparation, the X-51 has shown great promises during testing, reaching speeds of over 3,000 miles per hour. The end game is to have it launched from a B-52 bomber or F-35 fighter. Adaptive Camouflage. You can't shoot what you can't see, right? That's the main idea behind the design of the adaptive camouflage. It masks the infrared signature of military vehicles, thereby shielding them from detection and allowing them to blend in with their surroundings. Think of it as a piece of tech that enables vehicles to shapeshift under thermal sensor systems. With this technology, thermal imaging systems have become obsolete. Instead, you'll need another detection and missile firing system to take down a vehicle with adaptive installed. Another huge advantage is that it ensures friendly fighting vehicles are offered some sort of protection from initial detection. It also can be used to highlight allied vehicles to friendly forces and prevent what's known in military terms as blue-on-blue incidents. So how does it work? It's made up of a honeycomb-like system that can be installed in modules on military vehicles and heated or cooled at will to match the surrounding environment. Robotic Combat Vehicle Light, RCVL. In a bid to usher in a new era in modern warfare, the U.S. Army is reeling out a series of fully remotely controlled robotic combat vehicles. And these bad boys have been dubbed the deadliest robotic combat vehicles yet. RCVL is a small and expandable robotic vehicle jointly developed by British multinational defense technology company Kinetic Group in conjunction with American military vehicles developer Pratt Miller Defense to aid ground combat operations. This invention further proves that we're actually closer to deploying robots for war than we think. The vehicle can either be remotely controlled by a soldier or operated on a semi-autonomous basis along the programmed routes. The RCVL is one of the two EMAV produced and will enhance warfighter mobility and lethality while transporting supplies efficiently. This diesel-electric hybrid vehicle is fully equipped with a remote turret for the 25mm main gun, sensors, high-resolution 360-degree situational awareness cameras, navigation equipment, a small drone system, the CROWS 2 common remotely operated weapon station 2, the 50-caliber M2 machine gun, and the 40mm MK19 Mod 3 automatic grenade launcher. Phew! Laser Weapon System, or LAWS. The laser weapon system is basically what it sounds like, a ship-mounted laser cannon. However, there's more than meets the eyes with LAWS. This laser system is famed for its pinpoint targeting and destruction of enemy assets, including hidden small targets like enemy craft engines. To fully appreciate the work of this tech, you'll need to see the laser in action. There's also the advantage of being more cost-effective and effective when compared with traditional projectiles weaponry because it only needs sufficient power to fire. On the other hand, traditional missiles would have to be built, transported, stored, and maintained for them to be used. Extreme Accuracy Tasked Ordnance. Looks like the upgrades you buy in a video game. The technology makes it possible to hit a target from a long range, regardless of the conditions. The Extreme Accuracy Tasked Ordnance was built by DARPA to essentially be a self-steering guided bullet made for military snipers to improve their accuracy over long-range shots in unfavorable conditions, such as moving targets or high winds. Basically, a smart bullet. The ammo can hone in on targets and even adjust itself mid-air to compensate for target movement or changes in wind speed. The end product is a round that can even be fired by a total newbie shooter and still be able to land a hit with near pinpoint accuracy at long range. That's some sick tech right there. The Bell AH-1Z Viper. Dubbed the most advanced attack helicopter in the world, the Bell AH-1Z Viper is one vehicle that lives up to its billing. It's the kind of helicopter you call on when you need supreme close air support. The AH-1Z Viper is a U.S. modern attack helicopter that's the latest iteration in the AH-1 family of combat vehicles. The AH-1Z is both an upgrade of the earlier AH-1W airframes and newly built airframes. Its airframe technologies include avionics, state-of-the-art defense systems, electro-optical sensors, and rich weapon options. It has a sitting for a pilot and a gunner. For firepower, it houses the 20mm M197 triple-barrel autocannon, for which 750 rounds are carried in a linkless feed system, allowing for 1,500 shots to be fired per minute. Each of its hardpoints can be fitted with 4 AGM-114 Hellfire anti-tank missiles. Alternatively, a 7 or 19-tube rocket pod for the Hydra 70 series of aerial rockets can be installed, while the wingtip can be equipped with an infrared-guided AIM-9 Sidewinder air-to-air missile. It's the only helicopter in the world with fully integrated air-to-air missiles. With all these capabilities, it can engage and defeat a wide range of threats before they even know it's there. Mars Perseverance Rover. It's only a matter of time before humans colonize Mars. Believe it or not, plans are already in motion to make this once lofty idea a reality, and one of the technologies that would aid this cause is the Mars Perseverance Rover. It's the heaviest, largest, most sophisticated vehicle ever sent to the Red Planet. It's saddled with answering the longest-standing questions humans have about Mars, loaded with advanced computational capabilities, scientific instruments, and other advanced interplanetary systems. It's charged with the responsibility of searching for signs of ancient microbial life, categorizing the planet's geology and climate, carefully collecting selected rock and sediment samples from this treacherous planet for the future return to Earth, and paving the way for human exploration beyond the Moon. For a vehicle just commissioned in 2020, it has shown greater promise than its last 3 predecessors. The vehicle is currently on Mars, with a return campaign being planned. We can only just fantasize of what mysteries it uncovers. The RT01 Transport Vehicle. Looking like a vehicle straight out of a sci-fi movie, the RT01 Transport is an 8-wheeled armored heavy exploration vehicle built for stability and doggedness. The vehicle created by Wayland Industries is used to ferry the crew of the USCSS Prometheus, a space exploration vehicle, to and from the ship. It also happens to be among the company's most popular units. This shape memory alloy wheel system has nano-reinforced hard composite treads that can take up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. With a ceramic gas turbine that has 400,000 pounds of thrust, it can practically carry unlimited cargo, along with a personnel bay that fits up to 20 occupants. If you found a way to lift your entire house, you could just put it on this beast and move it to a new location. Alright, comment down below which of these techs or vehicles you find the most fascinating. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Forever Green, and hit the bell icon for more thrilling content. See you in the next one.